There have been two separate allegations today, one against the Russian state itself and one more vaguely against Russian actors. The UK's National Cybersecurity Centre, that's part of GCHQ, the government communications headquarters, says that organisations researching COVID-19 vaccines here in the UK and also elsewhere, including Canada and the US, have been targeted by Russian cyber criminals. They blame a group called APT29, also known as the Dukes or Cozy Bear, which they say is almost certainly part of Russia's intelligence services. Now, the US and Canada have backed up these claims. The allegation is that hackers have been trying to steal intellectual property and research from other countries' efforts against the COVID-19 pandemic to help Russia in its own efforts against the virus. And Russia, of course, as you said, has denied involvement in those types of activities. It's places like Oxford University and Imperial College who are thought to be among the targets of those hackers. The second allegation is from the British government, which says that it's almost certain that Russia tried to interfere with the 2019 general election here. And these two cases are not necessarily linked. And that concerns a sensitive document relating to post-Brexit US-UK trade talks, which was leaked during the election campaign period. And that confidential and sensitive document was used extensively by Jeremy Corbyn, then the leader of the Labour Party, to try and score political capital against the Conservative government at the time. Labour saying that in a special press briefing they had about the document that it showed that the Conservative Party was willing to privatise the National Health Service.
I'm just curious, Jonathan, at the time when that document was presented in the election, was there any discussion about how would it ended up or how would it gotten out and then into the hands of Labour?
Well, there is still an investigation into exactly that. The document had been published sometime earlier on the internet site Reddit, but it had been pretty much unremarked on until that general election campaign. So what the government seems to be saying now is that the first part of their inquiry is in, and what they can say is that Russian actors, they don't necessarily point the finger at the state just yet, but that seems to be the suggestion, amplified what was already out there. And so there seems to be the suggestion that perhaps it was pushed out more visibly so that Labour would use it in that way. Jeremy Corbyn, then leader of the Labour Party, was doorstepped today by journalists who asked him if he regretted his part in this and if he had any involvement with Russian collusion. And all he would say is goodbye to the journalist in question. And of course, the Labour Party has spoken out and said they condemn any Russian or other state interference into our democratic processes.